Greetings to you, dear client, dear subscribers. This is Ison company. In this video, we will review the powerful 5-megapixel HD surveillance camera model Ison AHD50S-CU. This surveillance camera is part of the Ison Grow TS, Ison Grow TSE, SF ready-made surveillance systems. These are convenient ready-made kits that include everything needed for the surveillance camera to operate. This includes cables with connectors, a video recorder and power supplies. There is also a package with a hard drive, so it's a convenient option that works right out of the box by plugging it in. This is a surveillance camera with 2K resolution at 5 megapixels. There is also a slightly cheaper version with 4 megapixels, and this camera has a 4x mechanical zoom, which is controlled here with a screwdriver on the camera itself. So this surveillance camera sees 4 times further compared to a regular camera. Plus, it has more powerful night vision. And of course, this camera uses a Sony sensor. It is an original Sony sensor, not a copy, replica, or counterfeit from AliExpress. When you buy such a camera, you can be sure that you are purchasing a camera with 2K resolution and you will see true 2K quality. Unlike surveillance cameras with cheap sensors, which claim to be 5 megapixels but actually have worse quality than cameras from the 90s, let's take a look at the camera itself. The package traditionally includes mounting hardware and instructions, and the surveillance camera itself. Regular customers of Ison may notice the similarity between this surveillance camera and the Ison AHD50S-CU surveillance camera. This is a very popular camera that is part of the ready-made Ison Greco Pro surveillance systems. These are some of the best-selling ready-made kits, and you will surely want to know what the difference is. Firstly, in terms of design, this is one of the few surveillance cameras in black, or rather in a dark gray case. Dark cameras are often required on site, but you can go online now and see that 95% of all surveillance cameras made by all manufacturers are always white. And there are usually very few surveillance cameras in black cases, and this camera has that feature. The second feature, and its difference from the Ison AHD50S-CU camera, is that it has zoom. And the surveillance camera itself is 1.5 times larger because it has a special lens. Below we see 2 screws. With a regular flat screwdriver, first adjust the zoom, then fine-tune the focal length. There are versions of such surveillance cameras with a more advanced electronic zoom like the Ison AHD50S-CU, but they are more expensive, come in a white case, and are not always necessary. Often, it is necessary to simply adjust the zoom once during installation, for example on a gate, along a fence, on a garage, or on a specific object, and your camera will remain in that state and record all the time while it is positioned. That is, you do not need to constantly change the zoom, so there is no point in overpaying for a more expensive electronic zoom that is adjustable. You can take a camera with a regular varifocal lens, so-called 2.8 to 12 millimeters. You set it up, installed it, aimed it at the desired object, and you get a good picture with 2K recording on the Sony sensor with excellent night and day shooting. This surveillance camera has WDR technology, a technology that improves shooting quality in poor or inadequate lighting conditions. I have told you many times that buying a surveillance camera without this technology is essentially money wasted. Because no matter where you place your camera, several times a day there will be situations where sunlight hits the lens, or conversely, a shadow falls. And at such moments, regular surveillance cameras become useless because faces in the frame will be black, car license plates will be black, and you won't get any information. Here is a technology that solves this problem, and it is the original WDR technology, not a copy, replica, or counterfeit. There are now many of them due to AliExpress. So many that conscientious manufacturers have started to write real WDR in the specifications of their cameras. That is, the real authentic WDR that actually solves this problem rather than just pretending to solve it. There is also DNR technology here. This is a technology that reduces noise, grain, in low light shooting conditions. Surveillance cameras of this model are available in 5 megapixels and 4 megapixels. People often ask if the difference is noticeable. The difference is noticeable, it is 20%, that is 1 megapixel equals 1 million pixels, 1 million dots on the screen. Accordingly, in 5 megapixel cameras, there are 1 million more dots. No, the difference is 20%. There are also standard AHD50S-CU cameras and those with the letter E at the end, and they are cheaper. What makes them cheaper? Many ask. They are cheaper due to the E-category processor that is in the cameras themselves. The processor is a device that processes the signal in simple terms. Accordingly, in cameras with the E-category, the buyer is given the opportunity to purchase the same camera for slightly less money. At the same time, this surveillance camera with the E-index will show simpler quality and detail compared to the camera with the original processor by the same 20–30%. So look at your budget. Those whose budget allows can take the Ison AHD50S-CU with 5 megapixels and the standard processor. Those who cannot afford it consider more budget-friendly modifications with the letter E at the end or both 4 megapixel ones. If you have any questions about this camera, ask our managers. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss new videos.